Welcome to Equity News Now, where we break down the stories you need to know in the world of access, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm your host, Ariane Harley-Emerson, and today we're diving into a mix of groundbreaking legal wins, policy shifts, and ongoing social justice debates. Let's get started. Our first story takes us to Evansville, Indiana, where a transgender inmate has just won a landmark lawsuit. After years of legal battles, the inmate successfully sued for the right to receive gender-affirming surgery while in prison. This case sets a new precedent, marking a major victory for transgender rights and access to health care. Not only is this a win for the individual involved, but it also sends a strong message about the rights of incarcerated trans individuals nationwide. Next up, big news from the world of corporate law. The international law firm Jones Day is in hot water over a bias lawsuit about its parental leave policy. A former employee claims that the firm's policy discriminates against fathers, offering more generous leave to mothers. The courts have decided that Jones Day must face this lawsuit, and if it's successful, it could redefine parental law policies in corporate America, pushing companies toward more equitable practices for all parents, regardless of their gender. Over to the West Coast, where California is once again making headlines. This time with a bold move toward reparations for Black Americans. Governor Gavin Newsom recently apologized for the state's role in perpetuating enslavement and racial injustice. But here's the real kicker. He's also considering recommendations for financial reparations. Although it's in early days, these steps are fueling a nationwide conversation on how states can and should address historical wrongs. In workplace news, a recent study published in Sex Roles sheds light on a troubling phenomenon. When women claim sexism from other women in the workplace, their claims are often viewed as less legitimate compared to claims made against men. This delegitimization leads to harsher judgment of women who report such in-group directed sexism, with many perceiving these women as complainers. The study suggests that even though sexism from both men and women can be harmful, discrimination from other women is particularly damaging because it tends to be downplayed. And finally, in Philadelphia, there is a heated debate over plans for a new 76ers arena in the heart of Chinatown. While the arena promises to bring jobs and economic development, the local Chinatown community is concerned about the potential gentrification and displacement that often follows such projects. Advocates for the neighborhood are pushing back, asking for greater community input and protections to prevent cultural erasure. Well, that's it for today's episode of Equity News Now. Remember, equity isn't a buzzword, it's a movement. We look forward to seeing you next time.